Hey everybody, Matumbo here. Welcome back. We are playing some more Standard and Magic Arena today, and we are in for an interesting deck. But before we hop into the deck, as always, I do want to remind you guys, if you are enjoying the channel and all of the videos on it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that you can to interact with the channel. It does help with all of the YouTube algorithms, so to speak. So please, please, please do that. And you guys are rocking. Again, we hit 300 subscribers yesterday. I do want to point that out again. So please keep hitting those buttons, and we'll keep making this awesome and fun content. So with that being said, we are going to hop into this deck. This is a deck we're calling Conquest. So in yesterday's deck that we played, we happened to run into what seemed to be quite a few land destruction decks. So we decided, hey, you know what? That was popular yesterday. Let's see if we can kind of keep with the popularity, and let's see if we have any luck with it. Now, really didn't have any kind of specific builds in mind. I just really wanted to play what I remember seeing, and so numbers are probably going to be off, but we're just going to throw these cards together and see if we have any luck. So we are playing a companion with a Lurrus of the Dream Den. So all of the permanent cards that we haven't played do cost 2 or less. So that is what is enabling us to have this essentially 8th card in our hand. So during each of our turns, we can cast 1 extra permanent spell from our graveyard with mana cost 2 or less. So we can do that once a turn, like it says. So that's going to enable us to, if we have Lurrus in play, we can we only have this 1 of Dead Weight, but we can keep killing small creatures if they happen to be playing creatures. We can keep basically reusing this Rixmati Reveler. This card's really good. When it comes into play, you get to draw a card, and then you get to discard a card and then draw a card. But if you trigger Spectacle, which means you've dealt damage to your opponent in some form or fashion, or if they've taken damage this turn, you actually get to pay 4 mana and discard and draw 3. So if you don't have any cards in your hand and you can actually cast this for its spectacle cost, you're actually going to be netting 3 cards and just drawing 3 cards. It's really, really powerful. We have some 2 mana hexproof ramp in the form of Paradise Druid. This is a staple if you're playing green. We have a really fun card, Wolfwillow Haven. This is also a ramp spell. This is going to enchant one of our lands, and anytime we tap that land for mana, it's going to add 1 extra green mana. So this is also another 2 mana ramp spell in addition to the Paradise Druid. So, and Cindervines. So Cindervines, if we run into any non-creature decks or decks that play a lot of non-creatures, they're gonna take 1 damage every time they cast a spell. Or we can pay 1 mana, sacrifice this to destroy an artifact or an enchantment and deal 2 damage to them. So, the meta is kind of wonky. We do see a lot of, planeswalker, type decks. So we're kind of hoping that if we run into those, this will be a good answer for them. Not really too sure, but we did see quite a few of these played against us yesterday. Now on to the land destruction. We have 4 demolishes. This lets us destroy an artifact or land. We have Rubble Reading, which allows us to destroy a land and scry 2. We also have Bedazzle. This is basically a twofer because we can either use the Bedeck side and give a creature +3/-3 to kill it, or we can Bedazzle. We can destroy a non-basic land and deal 2 damage to either our opponent or to a planeswalker. So, and then we also have the Casualties of War, like the most broken land destruction spell right now. For 6 mana, you can destroy up to 5 things depending on what's in play. This card is ridiculous. Also, we have Once in Future. This card is really good. It's an instant regrowth. It allows us to return a card from our graveyard to our hand, and then we get to put up to 1 other card from our graveyard on top of our library. So that's really powerful. But the benefit of this is if we happen to pay 3 mana for what they call the adamant cost, it's going to allow us just to put both of those cards back into our hand. So again, really good at the end of their turn, paying 4 mana, again as an instant, and 3 of those being green, and just bringing two cards back to our hand. 2 of those being land destruction, or creatures, or maybe if they killed our Lurrus, we can bring our Lurrus back. So we have a lot of really cool interactions in this deck. Remember that our land destruction is always wanting, or not always wanting, but it's always going to be 4 mana. So that's why we have so much ramp here. We're not playing the we're not playing a Boreal Grazer for ramp because it doesn't generate mana itself. It just lets us put a land into play. So it's kind of the same thing, but in the long run, it really isn't. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the gameplay, and remember to watch the entire video, because at the end of the gameplay, we do a wrap up where we talk about the deck and what we didn't like and what we did like, and maybe any changes that we would make. All right. So let's hop into the gameplay, and we will see you guys in a bit. All right. So we saw enough of this yesterday to where we're going to give it a shot. Grimooski, you will hopefully be our first victim. This is an okay draw. Really wish we were going first. We do have a way to kill a creature potentially. We can ramp. We do need to hit another land. We could rearrange cards in our hand right now. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. So this is gonna get us a swamp. Okay, so that was pretty much a perfect draw. Pretty much a perfect draw. So we're gonna shock in Wolfwillow Haven. What did we just draw? Okay, so they're on Teamer. What don't we want to see here? Oh, they're on that deck, huh? You're on that deck. Well, all right, well, question is, we can't afford another tap land, unfortunately. We could kill a land and take 6. Kill a land and take 6. I think we have to kill this, unfortunately. We do get to play a Cinder Vines, however, though. It's kind of okay. If we draw an untapped land and he happens to try to play a Song of Creation, then we'll get him pretty good. But okay, so I think we have to land, creature, artifact. All right, well, one and done. Let's keep this Conquest a moving. So, in between these first 2 games, you guys remember what you're supposed to be doing? Hydrating. Make sure you're drinking all your water. And if you are one of my cats, make sure you are over here looking out the window and watching the birds. Chief Chungus. What a name. Opponent goes first. They're playing Garuda. We can potentially stop them from doing things if we draw land. Okay. Drew a land. We don't want any more land. We are going to Wolfwillow Haven next turn. Whoops, I hit the... Actually, just go ahead and Paradise Druid. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We have to keep them off of, depending on what they do. Maybe they'll play the 2/3 flyer. That lets them draw a card and gain 3 life. Another growth spiral? No, just another growth spiral. So try to keep them off of at least one of the colors. Well, we're gonna keep. All right, Thassa doesn't really do anything. Thassa is indestructible, which is a little awkward. So if we spend 2 to put this here, and we could still do this. But we shuffled away a casualties, so you can't tap the druid. You cannot tap the druid. So at least now we get to do this, get back 2 cards, get back 2 land destructions. They go back to our hand, right? Yep. Pay the adamant. That card's pretty powerful. 4 mana instant double regrowth. Get those taps in while you can, right? Let's get some scrying going. And I mean, I feel like that's exactly where we want to be, right? Go play Lurrus. Okay. Next turn, we're going to be able to do it again. I mean, you have to, right? Try this one. I mean, I know where I would have been in this game. He says nice, we say thanks. Yep, both lands are gone. All right, that was pretty dominating game right there. Wow, that was a lot of land destruction. Gordy the pirate. Opponent's going first. We do have a ramp, but not into anything. This is more appropriate. All right, we'll keep. So we're actually going to put back one of the demolishes, or the demolish. We're going to keep the scry one. We're playing against cycling. We really want to be able to hit this potential fox, but that's really good, the fact that he didn't have a fox there. And we don't need another fabled passage. So most likely going to still lose this anyway. I think we will actually block with this if he attacks. Okay. I think Amazon just delivered. And he chose not to. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kill that. And we will go ahead and play a Haven. Alright, so we only have the one card in our graveyard. He has about 1 million cyclers. So again, issue with this deck is he's just going to cycle until he gets a bunch of Zenith Flares. So we really have to kind of have to race him. So I think he's lighter on red mana. Yeah, I think we kind of have to keep that. We have to keep going for it, right? Oh, and we lose because... So I'm really starting to think that the flat out just the basic cycling deck is worse than mono red in regards to thought process. Because all you do is you just sit there, cycle, 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 Zenith Flare, hope they don't have a counterspell. And typically if they are playing counterspells, you're dealing them damage with your creatures anyway. So it's kind of hard to beat. So yeah, so that's that's just where the metagame is right now. Cycle, 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 cycle. Dirtle, 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 dirtle. All right, well, opponent goes first. We can Blood Crypt. Yeah, I think we keep this. Really wouldn't mind having a Bedeck or Bedazzle in our hand, but So next turn we can Paradise Druid. What is your deck? Another target attacking creature. Just don't have a play this turn. That'd be amazing. Or honestly, like mutated Gem Raiser or something. Wow, he didn't. Oh my god, he didn't have a play. That's amazing. That's freaking amazing. Wow. Ooh. Sometimes you just scoop after getting one of your lands killed. But yeah, don't get me wrong what I said earlier about the cycling deck. You know, play what makes you happy. You know, this is a game for you. Play, you know, just play what you enjoy, you know. We're gonna have to keep this. I don't think Cindervine is gonna be good against Numori deck, so the good news is we drew a swamp. The other good news is he didn't have a turn 1 Arboreal Grazer into a turn 2 mutate spell. That's always good. And maybe he's just not playing green. So we're gonna pay life here because we need to kill that. We're gonna make that bad boy a 4-0. Oh, he is playing green. Okay. So could kill this as well. I do like that. So we're doing that just to get him off of being able to mutate. All right, so we're not going to cast anything now. We're going to get back a Demolition and a Bedeck at the end of his turn. Probably just seal this game. Demolish, Bedeck, pay Adamants. All right, so we really don't care about him having a 2/2 right now. We really don't care about him having blue mana. Don't care about those. And we'll go ahead and play a blocker. But will we block? No. No blocks. And we're to that point where, oh, hold on. Let's black. We actually get to draw 3 cards here. All right. Don't know why you're still playing, and I'm really sorry about this, but it is what it is. Good game. Oh man, that was a conquering. Whew. Yeah, so we had one real quick game earlier. That was we cast pretty much one spell and they conceded. So we're gonna grab one more game. All right, opponent's going first. We do have a ramp. We don't have any land destruction. We do have a dead weight. I think we keep this. I know how weird that sounds, but... So... the biggest that Pellet Collector is going to be is a 2/2 next turn. I'm fine with that. Probably playing against Gruul. And I don't mind this being weighted down. I really like the art on this dead weight. All right, come on. It's like, what were you thinking about? I know you have a passage to crack, but either do it or don't do it. Yep, so we are playing Gruul. All right, probably a 3/3. What's really awkward about that card is we don't have a good way to kill it. So he's playing an Ozolith deck, aren't you? Ozolith, huh? No blocks. You actually managed to get the +1/+1 counter off of it. So we could... All right, hear me out. So... could Willow Haven. I'm thinking, game, I'm thinking. Onto a Lurrus. Onto a dead weight. Alright, well. Because we can casualties next turn. That's fine. That's fine. So we really just don't want to see an Ozolith this turn, or another freaking one of those. All right, let's go get a swamp because we don't have any swamps. Land. We don't want to kill enchantment. Creature, artifact. I mean, still gonna kill that, right? No attacks. I mean, we're gonna block this guy. So we're gonna get this back, put this back, and we are going to pay the adamant, We would much prefer to take 1 damage per turn as opposed to 3 damage per turn, seeing as how we're at 7. Oh my god, really? Well, on the plus side, target land and creature. Oh, it must be nice. And you drew... Oh, I was about to say, you better not have drawn another Dahmer's Ambush. That would have been ridiculous. Really want to keep him off of red land if we can help it. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I could have killed the Stonecoil Serpent and then his goblin. No attacks. That might have lost us the game. Oh, and it got flying. Well. So I'm hoping he just got a red card stuck in his hand. So we gain a little bit of life back. And he's starting to get red cards stranded, and so he conceded. That's awesome. Can't believe we won that. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time for the wrap up. We had another awesome run. We went 5-1. We did play one extra game there at the end that I was actually surprised that we pulled out. But we only played that extra game again because we had one game that was like less than a minute and a half because our opponent conceded right after we killed one of their land. So we wanted to try to get in one more quick-ish game. So with that being said, though, this deck performed really well. You know, it is hard to get ahead of some decks. Like again, you saw the game that we played against the cycling deck. That was just pretty much, hey, you're not playing this game regardless of what you do. So sometimes games do go like that, and you know sometimes they don't. But if you are able to get ahead of your opponent in land destruction, just lock them out. And we saw that in all of our other games, especially like the Garuda game. You know, this deck is just really powerful and just completely, I mean, it locks them out of playing. So what did we not like about this deck? Honestly, the Cindervines. You know, I wasn't really sure about that. Again, we didn't really play against any decks that we could have really punished people with these Cindervines. So what would I have liked for them to have been? Probably just Assassin's Trophies. I feel like Assassin's Trophies here would have just been better. They do kill land, but they do allow them to search a basic land out of their deck. But it just gives us more interaction. The Assassin's Trophies, it's a 2-mana instant, lets us kill any permanent we want, and then they're able to go get a basic land out of their deck. And you know, on top of that, it kills, like I said, it kills creatures, it kills planeswalkers, it kills artifacts, it kills enchantments, it kills any permanent on the board, and it's super powerful. It's in our colors, it's black-green. That's what I would have played over Cindervines, honestly. Other than that, though, I really liked everything else. The Dead Weight with Lurrus is really good. Rixmati Reveler I feel like is really powerful if you can get that engine going. But yeah, so other than that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this deck. It is fun. Again, it's fun sometimes, you know, if you're just in one of those moods and you're wanting to just play Magic and just prevent your opponent from playing Magic, but not in that control sense where you're countering spells. This way you're just countering their power source, their mana, and you're just not allowing them to do anything. So definitely give it a try. This is a relatively, I would say, inexpensive deck to build. Of course, though, without the land. The land are always going to be the most expensive part of standard decks. You know, you should always be focusing on building your standard land base. So I typically look at it where you've already spent your wild cards on your land base. So as long as you've done that, this deck is relatively cheap to build. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, again, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. We want to grow the channel. Please let me know in the comments below what you want to see in a future video or what you thought about this deck. And please hit that like button and that bell icon to be notified when these videos go live. Again, hope you guys are all staying safe, and we will see you next time.